handled dozens of balls over the past week. The texture of the balls is very easy to identify. The pressure of the balls is a whole different story.
Yes, welcome to TW Sports Talk, everybody. After a week off from last week, we didn't. I guess whatever we could have talked about last week, I guess I guess for the better we saved it for this week anyway. Since as the intro would hint at, the Deflategate. You had an interesting press conference this past weekend that
Bill Belichick,
Bill Belichick
putting it to rest. He said he's putting it to rest this week.
Going in all kinds of scientific detail.
I think ESPN even had Bill and I on to explain.
There's what
he's talking about at one
point. I'm watching the video on YouTube of the Belichick, this press conference, and then there's a link, on the video, how they put links on the video, to Bill Nye, and basically not, this isn't accurate at all, and he has Bill Nye has balloons, and he's demonstrating.
You should know he's an actual scientist.
Yeah, so just all kinds of fun, and then the Tom Brady one last week, it was a half hour long, and
I like the SNL opening too. There, it's like we're not talking about this, though. I will spend the next 8 minutes burying my quarterback under the bus.
Let's hear it. Yeah. I mean, it's just all kinds of.
Do you know how people took the interview as I'm throwing Brady under the bus here?
Yeah. Bill. First it was Bill Belichick. Basically, I don't know anything further about this. I've told you.
But Tom Brady, he handles the ball. He has the ball more idea what the ball's like than anybody else does.
Let's hear a little of Tom Brady now on this.
Some days one ball may feel good, the next day it may not. It depends on maybe how, the humidity in the air, or how old the ball was, or I think there's a lot of variables with obviously Mother Nature and with the balls.
All right, so that's the Tom Brady edition there.
Okay.
So, and there's so much more, and you could tell at times people say Brady looked uncomfortable at times, but certainly there are times he's trying to hold back laughter.
Let's start when this whole investigation started. Is apparently during the first meeting of the Colts.
Right.
So when we talk about the championship game, which because some people thought, let's have him during the championship game, even though apparently I think it was only the first half the ball was slightly deflated, the second half the balls were all fine.
Right. Yeah.
Which, of course, I think New England won the second half 28-0 then.
Yeah.
First of all, I think some of his Colt players need to shut the hell up on Twitter here.
Yeah.
You lost 45-7.
Yeah.
Stop bragging here that because the ball was deflated.
And,
blah, blah, blah.
The bottom line was Andrew Luck. It doesn't change the fact that he's still a great quarterback, but he was 11 for 33, whatever it was, and it was a bad weather day, but still.
Because something say they should forfeit. We should be actually in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that's not happening.
Did you get disqualified? And it's
It's like that. No, sorry, not happening.
Yeah.
I think the only time I ever wanted. Because the whole Spygate scandal there, and I think I remember saying to myself was actually I think I even said this. I'm like, God, for if you would you please strip New England of the Super Bowl against Philadelphia? I'm sure Philadelphia really appreciate that one ring that we've been waiting for so long. I don't care how we got it.
Yeah.
But of course, that nothing happened. They had actually. That Spygate thing was weird in that, actually, because I think the year they reported on it, that was the year they actually ended up going undefeated almost for a season. Do I remember right?
The New England. Yeah.
I mean,
undefeated.
As soon as that scandal came out, which I think was week 2 in that was during the season. They were going. They started running the table in that. So it's so that I can see where some people going well. Look, they probably did this,
yeah.
but they still proven they've been 8 straight AFC.
How many? Yeah, I mean,
in the last few years, they've been how many? It's just a well-run organization.
If you look if you look at their win losses, even since their last Super Bowl in the last decade, it's 12-4. Not in this order. 12-4, 14-2, 13-3,
Now,
11.
that being said, if how long was this happening?
Yeah, exactly.
Because keep in mind, week 8 it was week 8, I believe.
Week
In the Colts
whenever
and
it was,
Patriots
yeah.
It was kind of in the season there. It's like so. It was that game. How was it happening in other games?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing.
Maybe not just this year. Maybe last year too.
Yeah.
I don't care if New England hasn't won a Super Bowl for so long. They've been doing this in the last couple of years. Cheating's cheating in my mind.
Yeah.
Look,
the mentality.
I get it. I understand that there's some leniency when it comes to because I know some quarterbacks like
there's
a ball.
Like a range. Yeah,
there's a range.
Like a 2 psi range or whatever.
Yeah. And because, like I said, there are certain quarterbacks I know. Like I think even Aaron Rodgers has come out and said, "No, the ball would be this."
He likes it almost overinflated. You know,
5 letters here.
Yeah. So you know what I mean. So I get that there. Like I said, this is what people talk about. Maybe Brady should be suspended for the Super Bowl. Maybe Belichick should be suspended for the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
first of all,
the thing is,
First of all, I don't see them doing that.
Yeah.
Number 2 is there's been no wrongdoing proven that these two have done anything yet.
Exactly. Yeah.
I can tell you this. I don't think Robert Kraft knew anything about this. Why did the owner care about inflating balls in that?
Right. Yeah.
Supposedly, NFL does have video of someone that they believe is a person interested in the Patriots locker room now.
Yeah.
Now, who that guy is, I think I'm trying to think. It was somebody who was handling the Patriots balls, I believe.
Yeah.
It feels funny to talk about football.
Exactly.
So,
but
once
when
again,
you listen to these press conferences, and Belichick sometimes would say after he'd say balls, he'd say footballs, just to so we don't get into any obscenity.
Well, yes, because I'm sure ESPN Radio has this live and it's like Belichick's talking about ball.
We were in the intro.
It's like that Alec Baldwin
the texture of the balls
no, but you ever see that Alec Baldwin Christmas SNL skit? Sweaty balls.
I don't know if I did.
He's Pete Sweaty. And he has these. It's kind of, I feel what it is. It's like some malted chocolate like balls in that.
Molded.
But the way he's talking on radio, it sounds like he's talking about testicles.
Yeah, exactly. If you just turn
because that's what the joke is. This is coming. This is him in a NPR radio studio on SNL, and they're kind of talking about it. And the joke is that maybe a viewer and we talk about. Salty, sweaty balls, and it's like
Yeah, and I mean, here again, it's the same thing. Depending, when you turn it on, all of a sudden you can just have the texture of the balls.
It's like Belichick's voice, which is kind of
just the way he said, just
I'm not an expert on balls, but.
It's just
I know the texture of a ball. Football, but
I mean, if you're having a bad day, you just go to that YouTube video then.
By the way, I haven't really seen Bill Belichick smile.
Yeah, that's the thing. Not here. Although, let's say, all right, let's go back to
even during our Super Bowl wins, never actually smiled.
Although, let's go back to the when they won after the championship game. Of course, before all of this.
Yes.
Raising the champion, the AFC Championship trophy. Again, what did he say? He said, all I have is a couple words to say. We're on to Seattle.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. So that's one of the few times you'll see Bill Belichick smile like that and kind of have a little bit of a personality side, I guess.
Like I said, his press conference is always entertaining.
Yeah. They are.
Okay, so like I said, that's the Deflategate. Once again, if Belichick knew something, Brady knew something, at the very least, I'd suspend him for a full year.
Right? Yeah.
Because that will kill New England at least for a year, just like New Orleans losing Sean Payton killed them for a year.
Yeah.
During the whole Bountygate deal. Like I said, it's not been a great year in the NFL. I can tell you that as far as scandals go.
And
and this is the worst time for one to happen.
Yeah, exactly. And this is pretty. I mean, this is pretty bad. I didn't even know this is how the things they use their own footballs and that this could wouldn't it maybe cross somebody's that could occur?
Well, like I said, I mean, supposedly officials are supposed to examine all team balls before the game starts as well.
Yeah, all team footballs is
footballs. Yes, footballs.
Yeah,
of course, I'm talking about footballs here.
So we can
Yes, no.
To
No, of course, Tyler. They're examining anybody's balls. They're grabbing them and they're saying cough.
Yeah, as Bill, But yeah.
But no, but it's like there's Spygate, which happened.
Yeah.
And then Marshall Faulk has said for years that before the first Super Bowl happened that there was somebody from New England's personnel that supposedly was videotaping them during practice before the Super Bowl happened as well. And he's convinced. Probably they were big favorites in that Super Bowl because they were, still the greatest show on turf, and it was against Tom Brady, this no-namer,
right? Yeah,
and it was mainly a team of scrubs, I believe, at the time, and that. Although looking back at it, they had some talent on that team as well, as far as coaching. Also, not a bad coaching staff, but Marshall Faulk is convinced that person spying on him during practice. Allegedly committed. There was no investigation into this.
Right.
No evidence. Just Marshall Faulk saying this. Yeah. For all I know, he's a sore loser too. Maybe he's just shocked that New England just beat St. Louis in the Super Bowl that year. But it's just, and I think even the Carolina Panthers owner even has come out now and like saying well, during our Super Bowl, It's like what's next? Jeffrey Lloyd's going to come out and say, oh yeah, Philadelphia had a Super Bowl too, and it's like, it's like, my God, people, let it go.
Yeah, a little get together.
Look, if Belichick and Brady, depending on how long this has happened, and they knew about this and they had a hand in this, is the legacy tarnished a bit? Yeah, kind of. Granted, if they just run the table like they did with Spygate, pretty much, when they were quote unquote playing clean. Granted, we don't know. Maybe they had deflated balls then. Yeah. During that undefeated season. Granted, they still lost to Manning in the Giants. That's the thing. They haven't won a Super Bowl in a while too. So it's just weird to that.
Yeah, it's like karma or something.
I mean, like I said, is it karma?
For those who believe that.
I mean, I also understand it. Look, they've been so consistent for so long that I think any franchise wish they had their record that they had the last couple of years. Yeah. Any franchise would kill to have that much consistency.
I think it's just mostly coaching.
Or they also
a great quarterback.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But I can see Patriot fans coming to the defense of the team saying this is just an attack on greatness here.
Yeah,
they're just jealous of our success. They're just jealous. They wish they had our success. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I wish Philly had that much success. Exactly. We kind of had for 4 years that kind of. Not one damn Super Bowl ring out of it, but I kind of see that perspective as well.
Here, this is now 15 years on, and counting as far as Patriots go.
Yeah, like I said, unprecedented, and like I said, probably one of the best franchises ever right now.
Dynasties,
That being said, if they get killed by Seattle. Because like I said, there'll be no deflated balls in the Super Bowl. Exactly. Yeah, now I guarantee the officials are going to check. There's going to be eyes on both sidelines in this game here.
Yeah, and the way
if they get just stomped by Seattle, it makes them look bad the week later. Because all of a sudden, what's the meme's going to be? Damn, man, they would have had those deflated balls. Maybe they had a shot. Maybe they had a shot at being Seattle then. Yeah. Or the man, they can't win. They can't win. They can't win fair now. Yeah. But it's just, man, the number of scandals though coming from this organization just is mind-boggling.
Yeah, and this, this, no pun intended here, but this whole Deflategate thing, kind of deflated the very interesting game that the Seahawks and the Green Bay Packers had.
Yes.
That was the big.
Yes. What are you going to talk about New England, Indianapolis? That game was.
It was so one-sided.
It was so one-sided. It was so pathetic to watch. Now it's some of the greatest game. Well, I'm sorry, the greatest game ever watched, maybe, because at halftime it was 16-0 Green Bay.
Yeah, it was. I mean, and it could. The thing is, it could.
Russell Wilson had 4 interceptions in the game.
5
turnovers total, I believe.
Now a couple of them were kind of tip balls, and who knows how much blame you can put. Yeah, but clearly this wasn't. This is not the typical Russell Wilson game. Yes. This was like an aberration.
Aaron Rodgers was kind of figuring out. He was more or less great. He also had great field position on many occasions, especially a number of fumbles on kickoff returns as well for Seattle was mind-boggling too. Yeah, but the name that'll be forever remembered in Packer history, and that onside kick. Yeah. Poor Boskins.
Bostic, yeah.
Bostic. His job supposedly was he was going to block for Jordy Nelson.
Right.
But all of a sudden, that ball, these onside kicks, take a bounce. It's in the air. He sees it. An instinct also kicks in. I can catch this thing. I can. Not supposed to.
Yeah.
But if I don't, I don't know if Jordy's going to catch it or not. Even though he's right behind me if we watch the play.
Yeah.
He's probably even, I think Jordy's probably just shocked. Like, dude, why are you?
Yeah,
I'm right here.
Yeah.
Just let it come to me.
So,
Game over because Seattle has one timeout. It's like a minute 40 left on the clock.
Yeah.
So there's no 2 minute warning yet. I think Green Bay has the game won at that point, pretty much.
Yeah.
Maybe Seattle has the ball back, but it's like maybe like no time left on the clock.
Yeah.
And Russell Wilson, no offense, you can't just throw a deep ball and hope that's going to happen.
Right.
But no, he goes for it. He drops it, and Seattle has life.
Man's got to know his limitations.
Now, keep in mind, there's a few key factors too here. Play calling first of all for Mike McCarthy. Where the hell was Clay Matthews the last 7 minutes on defense? Yeah. That was talked about a lot.
Yeah.
Especially towards the end, when you know they have the ball and if they score a touchdown, they have the lead.
Yeah, and he's like one of the only guys that can like chase down Russell Wilson.
If he is not on that defense is just pathetic.
Yeah.
Pretty much. He's the only thing that keeps that defense relevant. And even then, that's still one of the worst defenses in the NFL right there. And many categories. But by the way, speaking of Packers, Sam Shields now with the Dez Bryant scenario.
Oh, yeah.
First of all,
it was saying it was.
Let me explain something to Sam Shields here. If you won the NFC Championship game, if you didn't choke the NFC Championship game in Seattle, and you in the Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure your demeanor would be incomplete pass still.
Yeah.
Because there's no way in hell you would have acknowledged that Dallas might have actually beaten you possibly in Lambeau Field if the officials didn't go your way, maybe.
Yeah.
We were there. So I just, that's the only problem with the interview. It's like, of course you're going to say it now. You're out. It doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, history's still going to say Green Bay won that game and you lost the NFC Championship game to Seattle. But if you won that game, your demeanor would still be, oh, he dropped the catch. Oh, everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
Just sour grapes from Cowboy fans, I guess. But no, like I said, that's my thoughts on the whole Sam Shields comment about Dez Bryant, is that he is only saying that because they're out of the playoffs. They were facing New England this Sunday and not Seattle. Guaranteed it's a complete pass in his mind. Yeah. Why would he say complete pass? I mean, if he does, congrats. I guess he's being honest then. He's saying, well, unless, of course, he's saying, well, they might have scored. I think Aaron was still would have let us down the field for a field goal, and we probably won the game, but field goal in the end still. I mean, like I said, that probably could happen too. Once again, I do laugh at Cowboy fans when they say, we would have won the game then.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, a minute 40. Rodgers has two, 3 timeouts, I believe.
And they were moving the ball down the field anyway.
Yeah, and your defense wasn't exactly stopping Rodgers in the second half like he was in the first half. So
they were rolling.
You can't say that.
Yeah.
So I do love it, Cowboy fans. Though I do agree that was a catch and they were robbed in that play handily there. Yeah. But that's what I saw the whole Sam Shields comment. But anyway, so that happens. Marshawn Lynch, beast mode himself.
Yeah.
Just about that action, boss.
As he said last year at the media day before the Super Bowl, it'll be interesting to see what he has to say. If
I believe one of the words was, "I'm only doing this so I don't get fined."
Yeah,
That was he said the media day.
I would imagine.
I'm only doing media day so I don't get fined.
I'll hear the. Yeah, I'm sure I'll hear the footage soon enough.
I'm sure there's gonna be a montage of the one words that comes out of his mouth. I mean, it was a sentence. It was just like, I'm only doing this because if I don't, I'm getting fined.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, beast mode in full form here.
That being said, Aaron Rodgers got in field goal range, kept the game alive. Unfortunately, lost the coin toss. He never got a shot at trying to tie the game.
Yeah, which did bring up another interesting topic of discussion, which is that you're hinting at here.
What?
Whether or not they should, you think maybe they should change the rule.
Well, they already changed it because originally it was field goal and you win. So it was straight upside down. So pretty much, it was you win the coin toss, you pretty much are in good shape.
And once
because you don't need to be aggressive. You just got to get a field goal range.
Do your thing.
And once again, just horrendous defense by Green Bay.
And
that defense blew that game.
Once Seattle won the coin toss there, I'm like, game over. Seattle's going to go right down and score.
Yeah, but did you really think Russell Wilson was going to throw perfect pass to Doug Baldwin down, and that Baldwin was going to be as open as he was.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, that's maybe not.
Just based on how the game was going still. Even towards the end, where Seattle was starting to find its momentum at that point.
But yeah, I mean, credit to Russell Wilson for having such a bad game and then final few minutes turning it around.
Yes.
Not giving up in his, he was very emotional after the game. How the team didn't, they didn't give up.
Well, obviously that was also controversy too, because apparently he brought up God in that. So God was good to this team in that. And I think someone caught that and brought it up. I think it was to Aaron Rodgers, and God. I think Rodgers' response was, "I don't think God decides football games." In that,
it's probably telling him to relax.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, look, it was spur of the moment.
Exactly.
I saw Russell Wilson. He was emotional. He was clearly emotional in that. Do I believe? First of all, not to get into a whole Christian atheist debate about the existence of God and everything here, because God knows I hear those way too many times in real life.
God, these are suffering, and this is our moment of great despair.
But I believe Russell Wilson is a Christian and believes in God. Or a higher being in it.
There's a lot of
do I believe he in reality believes that he decides football games? I don't.
There's I mean.
I believe if there is an almighty being, which I do believe in, he's had better things to worry about than a football game. Unless he's a Seattle fan, that's a different story. But no, I don't believe this. I can understand why Aaron Rodgers feels that way. Once again, I think the way he sounded like he was pissed off too in the interview. I think he might have been maybe maybe he's disappointed still, because once again, he didn't lose the game for his team.
Yeah.
You could say Mike McCarthy lost the game for the Packers, horrendous play calling, and once again, where the hell was Clay Matthews in the last 5 minutes of the game? And you can blame it on his defense and blame it on the onside kick that got botched.
Yeah.
You can blame that. You can't really blame Aaron Rodgers. And once again, he comes up short again. He's kind of like Tom Brady right now. Yeah. He's almost on the cusp of getting back to that greatness that people talked about, when he won his first Super Bowl.
Yeah. And at least accomplishment-wise.
Yeah, exactly.
Because his stats can be off the charts, and
but still he has one ring. And I think for him, he wants to at least get two. Right. At least so he can finally surpass Brett Favre as maybe the best quarterback in the franchise. Maybe. Yeah. Because when did Brett Favre get one?
Yeah.
And he only went to two too.
I mean, if he theoretically, Rodgers plays well. I mean, for all intents and purposes, he'll be the best Green Bay Packer quarterback in history.
I honestly think I'm going to put it this way: he should have fewer interceptions in his career than
he'll have
Favre
many fewer. Yeah, that's the thing.
Favre was a gunslinger.
Yeah,
Favre just flew it sometimes with the helmet.
Yeah, I mean, Favre maybe he'll finish with more yards and touchdown pass or whatever. But
don't get me wrong, still Hall of Famer.
Yeah, still Hall of Famer.
But I think Rodgers will have the better stats.
He's on track to have a much better touchdown to interception ratio. Obviously,
I agree.
So, but yeah, see how many rings he get. I mean, he's 30 now. I mean, we'll see. He's still got plenty of years left, I'm sure, but see how many rings he can get in that time. Yeah, and I also wanted to mention too that his certainly in that last drive when the Packers they ended up getting a field goal.
Yes,
you could tell that. That one play, he runs through the first down.
Oh yeah, he was limping.
And then he aggravates his calf. He hobbles off. And then after that, you could tell that was in his he wasn't sure. Like there's a play where he wanted to take off and run. It seemed like, but he knew I can't. I probably shouldn't. He flipped it to Eddie Lacy, wasn't looking yet or whatever.
Yeah.
And then there's another play where it looked like he was about to start running for it, and he just kind of stopped and. I think it was a third down, and then he just threw it to somebody else. And,
but then again, you also say, look, Richard Sherman was pretty much with one arm.
He was one,
and you still never took advantage of it.
Right, that's true. Yeah.
So I mean, so once again, can Green Bay? There's many faults here that Green Bay can have there. So once again, you choked. Get over it.
And there were so many. I mean, there were so many individual plays where if they had done something differently or whatever, they could have won this.
Well, first of all, that one interception with one Packer, as soon as he made it, just took a knee immediately. I'm like, there's 6 minutes on the clock.
The
I see space downfield.
That's another.
You might not
one.
even score, but you should at least get a decent field position for your offense.
I mean, that was another one.
Score.
That was another one. He could have gotten And even if
but once again, I think Green Bay was already in
Yeah.
celebratory mode, and they forgot that there's still a game
Yeah.
to be played yet. I think.
Yeah, never say never, I guess. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
It was the biggest comeback in an NFC Championship
and who
game.
knows, had he gotten maybe 15 more yards out of it, that could have changed everything too. I mean, that could have been a difference.
The biggest comeback in an NFC Championship game, I believe.
In history, yeah. I'm sure.
Not the biggest playoff game ever. I think the biggest comeback ever still goes to Buffalo, Houston.
Yeah.
Which I think was a wild card. It was a wild card divisional game. I'm trying to figure out that.
Yeah,
but no. But which and that game itself is even crazy too.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, look, I mean, honestly, do I prefer the college OT way better, which is what you allow for like the 25? There's no clock. It's just you just keep exchanging until somebody eventually stops the other person. And actually, they give the third overtime. I think it's then no more extra point. It's 2-point conversion every time then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, but I prefer that over the still not sudden death, but still if you score a touchdown and you get the ball first, you win.
Yeah.
No, I'm not really a fan of that. Grant, it does put. It means the offense has to actually do something more than just we just got to set a field goal for a kicker because it's on him now. It's not really on us then. So like I said, could it be better? But I think it's an improvement compared to just sudden death.
Well, I've heard a suggestion that, like, I guess like we'll use this game for an example. Like, say, all right, Seattle, they went down, they scored a touchdown right away. Then they give the Packers a chance, and if they can't get a touchdown, then it's over. But if they do get a touchdown, then it comes to sudden death.
Okay. So
which I mean that'd be cool because and then that would give Rodgers a chance to get back on the field and maybe answer to that, and then after that, then kind of do it how they do now.
I mean, like I said,
touchdown wins it.
Like I said, there's so many things they try to do. I mean, how they even back to the extra point this year, assuming then it might make extra points not give me's anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Yet statistically, I think kickers it was still as accurate as they ever been.
Yeah.
Still.
So
once again, Todd, they changed the rules. They try to make it the game better. Do I see any changes really sometimes? Not really.
Yeah. I mean, at least this over time.
I mean, once again, in a league that supposedly is so anti-defense, the team that's once again back in the Super Bowl has one of the best defenses and hardy defenses in the league. So it's so anti that apparently
in the history of the league.
In the history of the league, that still the most defensive team that's in the league still gets the championship game in the end.
Yeah.
And actually, even New England has a pretty decent defense too. So it's so anti-defense. Yeah, it's so anti-defense that Chip Kelly's Eagles, this offense did so well this year.
Yeah,
that's how anti-defense the NFL is.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't get to the Eagles stuff after the Super Bowl predictions because there's some news that came out in the last 2 weeks that at least should be talked about. I think this week.
Yeah.
So predictions, I guess we can get to because I think we've summed up both games. Championship games, and I think we said Deflategate enough.
All we have left, obviously, to predict is the Super Bowl game. And
now, to be fair, this was your original pick, and we gave you credit. You did jump ship New England after the Kansas City game and switch to Payman and the Broncos.
The sliding scale or whatever.
Well, like I said, I stuck with Seattle. That being said,
because there was a time where it looked like Seattle. Who knows? Seattle was even a question.
Yeah, but I never jumped ship Seattle though, because I'm like, well, it's still early yet.
Yeah. But I mean, there's a time. There's a time where maybe somebody else was going to win the NFC East, but it didn't happen. A lot of things happen differently. I guess you could say, like the Chargers, for instance, and after starting 5-1 and including a win against
but they had so many injuries this year.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean, you never those things happen. So and they screw all kinds of predictions up or push people different ways. But yeah, I mean, as far as the Super Bowl prediction, I mean, I'm kind of sticking with Seattle.
I'm sticking with Seattle
to win. Again,
a lot of close game. Or it's Denver 2.0 over again.
Close game. No Denver 2.0.
Gonna come down to a field goal at the end.
Maybe a field. Maybe
shot in overtime. That's not having a Super Bowl yet. This is the game that maybe gets us there.
No, I don't think it gets to overtime. Okay. But I mean, you never know. But I think it should be a close game either way.
Yes.
So, I'm sticking with that. And again, I mean, the way the teams match up, and not only that, I think the Deflategate thing. Maybe that's.
Look, New England has a lot of chip on their shoulders this week. This Sunday, if they get destroyed, this Deflategate thing's not going away anytime
I mean,
soon.
that's
All
the
of a
thing.
sudden,
Like,
all of a sudden, that legacy, that great legacy, just
Yeah.
starts getting more and more tarnished.
I mean, it could go either way. I mean,
Yes.
that could work either way. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, like all these, because if they beat Seattle here, and there won't be any dispute over deflated balls,
Yeah.
you know, footballs, whatever, and
Yeah.
they'll have beaten, you know, Seattle, who's been looking like the best team. They
Yeah.
haven't lost since they lost to their last loss was against the Kansas City Chiefs. You know?
Yes.
You know?
New England. No, Seattle. Yeah,
Well, New
wait,
England.
Seattle.
Well,
Seattle, yes.
and the thing is, after New England
Yeah,
lost,
actually, Kansas City beat both Super Bowl teams this year, and they
the-
still
yeah,
missed the playoffs.
yeah. Now the thing is, New England. I mean, since they lost to Kansas City,
Mhm.
they lost to Green Bay at Lambeau Field in what was still a competitive game.
Yes.
And a meaningless Bills game when they had home field advantage locked up and they rested their starters. So, yeah, since losing to Kansas City, you know, both teams have been pretty strong.
Mhm.
And now, as far as Seattle goes, I mean, I think that's like the worst like Seattle you'll see out of that Seattle team. What you saw against the Packers.
I agree.
Russell Wilson, you're not going to see that every day, and the fact that he was able to bounce back at the end there in the final minutes and everything.
The guy's a winner.
You know, that only makes this even more of a case to me. The fact that he was having that bad of a game, which
They stayed.
every now and then, you know, quarterbacks are going to have
Yes.
bad games. I mean, Rodgers had a bad one against Buffalo that
Yeah.
you know. But knowing that that's games like those for Russell Wilson are an aberration, and the fact that he was still able to manage, you know, make some plays with his feet, and make, you know, still some great throws that he needed to make, you know, just goes to show you, like the 2-point conversion one, for instance, where he's like scrambling around, and you know, and then he just like throws it way over on the other side of the field. And
Sure enough.
now that was bad defense.
Yes.
Horrible coverage.
Horrible coverage.
I don't know what the defender was saying, but the point, I mean, he still made the play. He still went out of the pocket and
Yes.
across the field. So it's the kind of things, you know, Russell Wilson can do. So you won't see that kind of Seattle effort in this Super Bowl.
No.
Obviously,
But both teams better bring their A game.
Exactly. You know,
You really don't want.
a game like that was bound to happen eventually. With Seattle's been rolling for
Yeah.
weeks now, and so you know, you're not going to play perfectly every game, obviously. But even on one of their worst days, they were still able to pull it out against Green Bay.
So obviously, of course, commercials are a big one as well.
Yeah,
I'm expecting some good ones this year. I take it. I mean,
Hopefully, I don't
mean,
know. Recent years,
obviously, there also been some bad ones too. I mean,
recent years, I mean, to me, they just kind of stink. You know?
maybe some new movie trailers too for the summer blockbusters, because that's only a few months away as well.
Yeah.
And of course, Katy Perry doing the halftime show.
Yeah. With Lenny Kravitz. You know, the funny thing is, there was a time where Lenny Kravitz, he could have been he could have been a big deal for the Super Bowl halftime. You know, I mean, late '90s, early 2000s, and now he's a support act for, you know, Katy Perry. You know, it's a shame. Kind of a shame because you know,
they actually been going young again. I've been noticing that with halftime shows, because for a while it was just bringing out the best 80, 70 rock bands we could. What was it? You had Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. You had the Rolling Stones, which Mick Jagger looked like a corpse coming out.
You had
the Who.
Well, half of the Who, I guess, as far as the original.
Well, yeah, good point. Yeah, because not all the original are still.
I mean, John Entwistle's been, you know, dead for a little.
They had Paul McCartney one
Keith
year.
Moon's,
Paul McCartney 1 year,
which makes sense. You had U2, which during the 2002 Super Bowl, I think it was,
where they did a special tribute to 9/11 victims and that. Yeah. I mean, but is U2 even considered old? I mean, because they still kind of
been together. I mean, they've never had any hiatuses really or breakups. So I mean, they've kind of been.
I'm not gonna lie though, one band that I'm still shocked has not gotten an invite yet. Metallica.
Yeah, I mean, that's
as over as that band is, and its music, and the fact that I believe it's still the original group still.
I mean, maybe the problem. I mean, not that I'm advocating. Yeah, not that I'm advocating against Metallica. I think that would be a cool halftime show.
The music.
Yeah, but maybe because it's
who would not rock out to understand that Super Bowl?
Just because, unfortunately, you know.
Yes, I get. Yes, I know what the song's about. Yes, I know what the song's about. Yeah. But still, it's an awesome song.
Now they have because now they have the women. Yeah, let me like try to.
Yeah,
the female
try not to come off
viewership.
as a sexist here.
Yeah, but no, this is statistically
Yeah,
female viewership has gone up
Yeah.
in the Super Bowl, and
Yes, I understand that.
So I mean, it's unfortunate.
I'm not saying Katy Perry's a bad performer.
Right.
I'm not saying she doesn't deserve the spot. She does. She busted her ass off. Bruno Mars shocked me one year how good he actually did.
Was that last? That was
last year
with like Red Hot Chili Peppers, on the assist there.
Yeah,
I guess. It's again, it's like once upon a time they would have.
What was one of the worst ones also that happened recently?
I don't know. I mean, the past few like
Black Eyed Peas.
I refuse. I didn't even watch that halftime show. Because if I'm not mistaken, that was the year after the Who won?
Yeah, the Who won. Yeah, it was the
it's Black Eyed. You go from that. And
it was in Arlington, Texas. It was Black Eyed Peas. Fergie just was horrendous on the microphone. They brought Slash out from Guns N' Roses because they had to do. I think they had to do Paradise City. I think at one point. They had Usher come down and do "Oh My God," which I think was a big song at the time. I mean that. Actually, I think one of the. I'm debating between the most random one yet that they've had. It's either between. They did a Blues Brothers one.
Yeah.
Now keep in mind, John Belushi's dead at this point. Yeah. I think it's Dan Aykroyd. Shit, who else is it? Dan Aykroyd. I don't know. It was pretty much. I almost feel like it was the cast from Blues Brothers 2000, which is the shitty sequel to the first Blues Brothers movie. They said to have those guys do Blues Brothers music for the halftime show. There was the. Did Disney at one point? I think at one point Disney did like a theatrical like. It wasn't so much about performers. It was about It was like some artsy deal.
Yeah, a while ago.
And Aerosmith and NSYNC doing the halftime show together.
Yeah, it's
Aerosmith and NSYNC did a halftime show together. Yeah. NSYNC and Aerosmith were in the same state, sharing the stage together. Like, how much of a contrast can you get there?
Yeah.
I mean, actually, and of course, I always talk about the whole Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake one. Honestly, I think after Kid Rock before, I think they turned the halftime show. I missed the controversy. I remember going the next day in school after watching it, and it's like, hey, Wayne, he's the halftime show. I was like, yeah, Kid Rock, they did one. Yeah, but the boob, and I'm just like, what? Because I stopped. I turned it off. After Kid Rock performed, and they're just like, no. Janet Jackson should have tit on television. And I'm just like, okay. And sure enough, as soon as I get back from school, I go on TV, and sure enough, ESPN has the scandal, and I think it even showed Janet Jackson's apology to like I apologize that I offended anybody, and it's like, it's funny watching it now. It actually does not look that impressive. It actually, I was like, what was the fuss about? It's like, and it's not like after Timberlake does that, I'm like, yeah, you're lucky, man, Timberlake. It's almost like, yeah, could have been better.
Yeah,
but no, I mean, I don't know. Just summarizing halftime show. So I don't think Katy Perry is going to do bad or anything. I'm like I said. To me, the worst one was the Black Eyed Peas, and that all
which I didn't even watch. Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't miss much. I think they set the record though for the most songs sang by a band. Grant, they only did like a minute. Yeah, they only did like a minute of each song in it. Can you imagine if Metallica was forced to like a minute of all their number one hits?
And that's the thing. Like when the Who played, like they had to condense some of their songs.
Well, first of all, I called it before it even happened. I said it's on CBS. They have 3 CSI shows, all of which have a Who theme as opening. It's like, so I can already tell you. Grant, I mean, come on, they did a little bit of Pinball Wizard, and they did "Feel Me." I think was the other one.
Like
small snippets. But the 3 main songs were Bubba O'Reilly, "Teenage Racing," which was the theme song.
AKA some people.
Yeah, exactly. Which is the theme song for CSI. No, CSI Miami? New York. No, Won't Get Fooled Again is CSI Miami.
That's right.
Yeah. And the original, and for the original, it's Who Are You?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I call this in the heartbeat because I'm like, it's CBS. It's all about corporate money at the end of the day. So it's like, let's just plug the theme songs for our 3 CSI show.
CSI,
See if I
yeah.
bring the Who out here and doing
Yeah.
those 3 songs.
Yeah.
Since they have only like what 15 minutes to work with,
Yeah.
so it's like, but so I can see why you don't bring Metallica out because what like all their best songs are like what
A lot of
7
they
5
have a
minutes
lot of
long.
like
And it's like on a 15-minute
like it
stretch,
depends like yeah.
you got to either only do 1 or 2, or you got to like shorten them a bit.
Yeah.
But that's Metallica. I
They could
can't
do like
imagine.
Enter Sandman be what like that's like a 5-minute, a couple I don't know.
Let's do 3 minutes. I understand, man.
They have to do
Keep in
they
mind.
have to
Keep in
condense
mind.
it.
Keep in mind. The first 90 minutes is not. I don't believe there's like any lyrics. It's just dun 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 dun
The first seconds, yeah. But that would be a cool, it'd be a cool way to get it.
I mean,
people on their feet.
it's a football song. Yeah, I know. I know, like I said, it's great, but I think they'd have to extend the halftime show time.
Yeah.
I don't see the NFL doing that.
Yeah, that's the only
Because
problem.
people already complain about the Super Bowl and going too late. Because
Yeah.
I think a lot of people call off work the next day
Yeah.
usually. Because it's like, I'm either
Yeah.
you either hung over or you just don't feel like coming to work
Yeah.
because maybe your team lost or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So I don't know. Metallica's
That-
one.
a couple of suggestions I have.
Yeah.
Pearl Jam is one. They haven't, and the Foo Fighters, I think.
Ooh, yeah, the Foo Fighters could. Yeah, actually, the Foo Fighters.
I mean, hey,
that's
they
a
just have a
shocker
new-
there too.
I mean, they have. I mean, they have a lot of. They have a pretty extensive catalog. I guess you.
I forgot the band.
But yeah, Pearl Jam. I mean, they were. They
I
had.
can't forget this
there.
band's name.
Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd.
Well, I'm actually a big Pink Floyd. I guess connoisseur.
Yeah.
But
you actually wore
no,
a lot of Pink Floyd shirts in the
Well, the thing
for a while.
Yeah. Well, the thing is they did have like a new album coming, but they're not going to tour or anything.
AC/DC is a shocker too.
Yeah. And they this would be a big deal, but because there's when there's a Led Zeppelin reunion several years ago, that was it was one concert.
Yeah.
And that was a huge deal. If they had a little Super Bowl show, but the only thing is they're kind of reluctant to.
Yeah, they really are.
Robert Plant, he's kind of been reluctant to do that.
I'm trying to think what
It could, I mean, you never know; it could happen, but
I mean, like I said, you could. Honestly, this might be off the wall here, but I think you can have a lot of. I think they could do a YouTube special. Have a bunch of YouTube personality guys do their bit, like in 15 minutes, the Numa guy, and then chocolate rain, have all those guys get on stage.
Yeah.
In 15 minutes, all they're doing is just doing their bits from YouTube that made them famous in that. I would cringe if the word Justin Bieber got mentioned.
Oh yeah.
That douche better be nowhere near the NFL. I should say he'll probably be at the Super Bowl. He was at the Super Bowl last year, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. But that guy should not be on stage at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
First of all, if he does, please, with the crowd, please throw anything they have in their hands at the stage.
These are suffering, and this is our moment of great despair.
I would cringe if Miley Cyrus performed as well. Granted, because I don't know what the hell she'd do on stage tonight. Because recently she's been like wearing a lot of weird outfits on stage recently. In that,
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking even I think even Katy Perry wears weird. I'm curious what Katy Perry's gonna be wearing as well.
Yeah. There's over-unders.
Yeah. Taylor Swift, I think, is one as well.
Yeah.
I would cringe if she performed. But speaking of which, I'm looking forward to that. Apparently, Katy Perry's gonna pick on Taylor Swift in one of her performances there. Maybe she invites one all her Taylor's exes on stage and forms a conga line then.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's I guess.
Okay. So we don't end it on that note. Let's go to Philadelphia.
Yeah, we had some. You had some Eagles things to bring up.
So let's start with the big news here. Well, first of all, let's start with the news that's going to lead to the other news. Nick Foles might get traded.
Yep.
What the hell?
Yeah. Exactly.
Perfect timing.
I was right. Yeah.
So Nick might be on his way out of Philadelphia after only 2 years as the quote unquote next big thing in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Like I said, Philly's currently at 20th in the draft. The
Right.
Rams are interested in him, I believe,
Yep,
along with
right
multiple
now,
other
yeah.
teams.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Philly might be trying to move up some draft spots
Yep.
because apparently Chip Kelly is going to make a move at
Isn't it?
Marcus
Mariota.
Mariota.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised.
Who I've actually seen, he's actually dropped down to number 6 in a lot of people's
a lot of
spots
mock drafts, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's dropped. So Philly does have a shot. I think
I think
I think the Jets. I think the Jets are the next one they see happening, which I'd be shocked. I mean, because now it's like, okay, Marcus Mariota or Geno Smith. Yeah. Those are your options.
Yeah.
And I think Geno showed some promise down the stretch. I mean,
a little bit.
The only
problem is he was going off and missing meetings because he was seeing movies.
Okay, but how much of that was maybe a protest of Rex Ryan? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
I said it's a new coach. Maybe let's see how he does 1 year under a new regime. Maybe a more offensive friendly coach
that's
too.
True. Yeah, that's true.
Let's see how that happens here with him. I put like apparently Tampa, Tennessee. Apparently Tampa's really set on Jameis, which I can see. He definitely looks like he's more pro ready of anybody in the draft right now. And I said this earlier. He's a system quarterback, and there's only one system Mariota, in the NFL the Mariota that can fit his play calling ability. And Chip,
like a glove.
And look, how many quarterbacks has Chip had under the system now? What, 3?
Yeah, not counting Barkley, obviously.
Okay, the one game they had Barkley because they had the first 2 guys got injured. But Vic,
who actually can run, I mean, but obviously, getting up in age and has been, injured.
Nick, who can't run,
right,
and Mark, who's just the accident waiting to happen.
Yeah.
So Chip's solution maybe now is I need a quarterback. And maybe that can really truly fit the system,
and that can run the read option.
Look, once again, this guy based on how he drafted Josh Huff in the 3rd round, he's high on guys he's recruited. Yeah. I don't care what you say, he's high on guys from Oregon.
Yeah,
Oregon. He's really sold on this system and clearly the school that he used to coach for.
Right.
I mean, the amount of praise this guy's had from Marcus Mariota in press conferences, I think is enough to show you that this guy's going to make a move at it. Granted, I think we're going to lose guys. We might lose LaShawn McCoy. We might lose Jeremy Maclin.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to lose a lot of draft picks.
Yeah.
See
how? I mean, we'll see.
I mean, once again, I will look at. I will go to a photo or video. The coin toss between a Washington Redskins game and a St. Louis Rams game, and who were the guys the Rams brought out? All the guys they drafted due to the Redskins trading all the way up to get RG3. Because who looks like the better team now going forward? The Rams do.
Yeah.
So I'll say this again here. Is Marcus Mariota, do I view him as the missing piece to the puzzle? No. Do I view him as the player that you should bet the house, the ranch, and in this case, Chip's job, on? No.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wouldn't go that far. But
yeah.
It sounds like if these reports are true, Chip is dead serious in getting here. And if he's dropping, it's just making it easier for him to move up then. Why would Philadelphia not take advantage of that, I guess?
Yeah.
If Chip's high on the kid, if he believes this kid's the next big thing, and not just Philly, the NFL.
And he can fit the system like a glove and all this, and that he can, Chip will be able to do what he wants to do.
And he has unlimited power and personnel apparently this year.
Yeah.
Grant, we still have.
You can thank Jeffrey Lurie for that.
Thank Jeffrey Lurie for that.
The owner.
But you can't fire the owner, Tyler.
Right. Exactly. That's the thing. Exactly. So that's a whole different.
How we're still looking for a GM to do nothing apparently.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm saying. Let's look for because Howie Roseman technically is not the GM anymore.
Yeah,
he's like a new position.
Yeah.
So, but apparently we're still looking for a GM yet.
Yeah.
To do nothing apparently.
I guess
it's a fillless position. I recommend Donovan McNabb, so maybe he can just laugh at the franchise that you're maybe a bit.
Yeah.
Like I said, I warned Philly fans about this here, about Chip's ego.
Yeah.
I told you, like I said, and like I said, I told you, why did Steve Spurrier?
He came up a little late.
Yeah. Why did Steve Spurrier fail in the NFL? Because of his nostalgia of Florida, maybe too much.
Yeah.
He drafted so many guys from Florida. that he thought because they were good at Florida, they could be good in the NFL.
Yeah.
And it cost him his job, probably. And it made Washington just look more dysfunctional, probably just like they do now, pretty much. Once again, that probably has a lot to do with the owner, Daniel Snyder, more than anything as well.
Yeah.
But no, once again, I would not be shocked if Chip did this, but I don't know. I guess here's this question: should Nick stay? Should we make an attempt to keep Nick around, or if this is a bid coming around, should we just send him off then?
I guess if it makes it easier moving up, I guess send him on his way.
Let's start this way. Do you think Marcus Mariota will fix problems?
Nick's problem.
No. Marcus Mariota will fix Philadelphia offensive problems.
I think he'll fix some problems.
Is he the missing key?
but well, maybe at the quarterback, like to maximize what Chip wants to do.
Okay.
But I think
so your belief is that he comes on, he'll have a higher passer rating than Mark and Nick did the following year. Because keep in mind now, keep in mind, if he's getting drafted high, he's starting right away. Especially if Mark's gone and Nick's gone, because Matt Barkley's not setting foot in that field.
Now he might have to might take a half a season maybe for him to adjust to the NFL game a little bit.
Well, like I said, if we lose Macklin and McCoy in some trade shenanigan to get up high enough to get Mariota, I got news for you.
That's a bit dangerous.
I get news for you. This team's looking at 4th place, maybe in the East coming up.
That's a bit dangerous. Yeah.
I mean, I would be shocked if the team with the talent left in that roster that they can compete against a Dallas team that might keep everybody from last year's team. Pretty much, it looks like.
Yeah, although
a New York
between
team,
Dez Bryant and DeMarco Murray, they might have to. But I mean, their line.
But a Giants team that might
Giants on the rise. Yeah,
they have the rise. And look, RG3 had showed some promise towards the last stretch. I mean, he made us look pretty bad in that game. I mean, once again, and not to mention all the other holes besides quarterback. Corner. Once again here, though, don't be shocked if that secondary is not going to dress at all once again. Because once again, what did Chip show you in Oregon? What did Oregon show you in that national title game? This is a team that really has not really aggressively gone after defensive guys. Maybe they have. Maybe no one wants to go play for Oregon because they know, oh shit, we have to play longer minutes. It might increase our chance of getting injured. Maybe. Once again, I said this stuff for a while. I was hoping it wasn't true. I was hoping it was just me blowing off steam and that after bad game after bad game and a bad game and that. But I really am, and at the point here where Chip might just be delusional and he might be. I think one of the biggest mistakes Philly had was winning the division his first year as coach. I think that fed his ego.
Yeah.
To the point now where he made bold moves. He got rid of, what did he do after that? He got rid of Deshaun Jackson because we don't need talent. I'm sorry. We don't need Deshaun. We don't need Deshaun. We can fill him. We can fill him. Farley had a great year because of Deshaun. But,
not even a great, an average year. I mean, he had 7 touchdowns.
But he got to the Pro Bowl, I believe.
He had 47
Farley Cooper got to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
So he had a good enough season to get to the Pro Bowl.
Voting.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Hey, Andy Dalton was in the Pro Bowl this year. So,
well, yeah, because a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of courses decided not to show up this year.
Yeah, but anyways.
Okay, but to be fair, Andy Dalton, no, he had a solid regular season. His problem's always been the playoffs.
Yeah,
he's always had this great regular season before. I think the playoffs he's a goose egg.
Yeah, which I think should factor in a little to the Pro Bowl more, but But anyways, yeah.
Well, why Tyler? Because if anybody's in the Super Bowl, they're out of the Pro Bowl.
Well,
it's a weird system.
Not that, but I mean, for Luck, for instance, I mean, they got to the AFC Championship game. I mean, obviously, stuff like that.
He threw a lot of interceptions this year as well.
But I mean, other than that, I mean, they don't have much else on the team.
Okay.
So without him, I mean,
like I said, we got a while yet. We still got the combine yet. Maybe Mariota does a lot and he moves back up the ranking again. I think the thing that hurt him was the championship game. I think he got exposed badly. I think they said well, he faces a solid defense. Even with this tempo, he has a defense that's not very, very good that can keep points off the board. He's going to struggle in the NFL then. Yeah. He's not good at making comebacks. He has to face a team that he can get an early lead to and just hold on to it maybe. Yeah. Like I said, it's kind of funny there how James Winston had a bad game and all of a sudden he was looked at number 2 and Marcus was number 1. And all of a sudden Marcus has a bad championship game, and all of a sudden
I mean,
he just drops.
he didn't have a bad game.
No, but
not a great game.
He didn't impress, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I guess, I mean, he didn't impress. And,
it was his time to shine. The spotlight was on, and he kind of laid an egg.
Yeah.
Grant, so the entire Oregon defense.
Yeah, I mean, they couldn't stop the run. And
yeah.
But.
Okay, no, but I had to bring it up because as soon as I saw this, I'm like, not surprised, but I'm groaning.
And that not only that, I mean, the notions too that you might be you might just be a system quarterback. I mean, that might be pushing him down a little bit too.
Yeah.
So.
Like I said, that's my belief. That he's only a system guy. Now, granted,
I mean,
this is his best shot, maybe.
I mean, Winston might be like more like pro ready to fit anybody. But yeah, like if you're Mariota, you fit.
Well, that was the whole belief between RG3 and Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck ran a pro offense.
Right,
at Stanford.
he's like,
and he was there for 4 years. RG3 ran his up tempo at Baylor. Like almost kind of like a no huddle. We're just gonna pass and throw deep balls down the field because I got Terrence Williams and wide. He also had a very deep wide out core at Baylor too as well because they do care about speed at Baylor as well. Once again, though, don't really care about defense on the other side of the ball, which is why they lost to Michigan State 42-41, blew that lead because their defense couldn't hold Michigan State, and their offense decided to just give up then pretty much. But no, I just brought that up because Dick Foles might be gone. Yeah. Because was it like 2 years ago? There were a lot of people were saying, "Oh, come on, the guy had this great rating, and he's gonna be great. He's gonna be the great quarterback and everything in that." And he could still be a great quarterback. Maybe new location might be a best thing for him, maybe. Yeah. First of all, if you're Sam Bradford, you're nervous if the Rams are interested.
Yeah.
But then he's had injury problems. So many
ACL tear. Yeah, I mean it's a shame.
Yeah, it's sad. I mean he's had so much potential in that, but he's had too many injuries, I think. And I think, look, this is Jeff Fisher. He sees talent on this team. He thinks that maybe you fix the quarterback position, you might actually have because what did the Rams do this year? What 7-9?
Yeah.
On third, second string quarterbacks, pretty much. I mean, they went for how many different quarterbacks this year? Yeah. And Jeff Fisher's that great of a coach. He had a talent. Yeah. Due to Washington giving up so many draft picks. And once again, and maybe that's what, like I said, what's Philly have this year? A lot of cap space, a lot of draft picks,
right?
And a lot of people up for contract in the free agent market yet. So they can make trades to move up definitely. Yeah. I don't want them to do that because like I said, if we get rid of Macklin and McCoy just to move up to get one guy who I believe is maybe not the savior or the missing link to the puzzle. But puzzle, it's a rebuilding year again, and I think to have Philly fans go through the heartbreak last year to go straight to a building all of a sudden, then I think Chip's got a death wish in Philadelphia apparently then. Yeah, and apparently then, and like I said, maybe then I might give him maybe another year because then maybe Laurie will say, well, you missed a lot of guys, so obviously you had a lot of spots to fill yet, but I'll give him maybe another year then before he's on the chopping block then. Yeah. Because he's not going to get the Andy Reid treatment. I doubt Laurie wants to go have another long tenure of coaching.
Yeah. So, I mean that's the thing. I mean, if it's had we have like a conventional coach right now, I mean, maybe this conversation doesn't even happen.
No,
obviously,
I don't think it does. It's because we have a coach that wants to run a specific system,
right? Yeah,
and is so committed to that system, no matter what.
He wants to maximize it. I get,
like I said, he's got the power. He's got more power this year.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got a lot more power this year than he did last year. Right, so who's to say he doesn't? Like I said, I do believe the reports that he's going to at least attempt seriously to make a move.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Whether we get that far, like I said, 20 is a long way.
Right.
But if Marcus is dropping, that just increases. It makes it easier for Chip to make a move. Then maybe that means maybe he keeps dropping. Maybe that means we have more. Won't give up as much as originally if he was like a 2 or 3 pick. Maybe if he's a 8, 9, 10 pick, maybe that's just one pick. One thing we got to make then. Right. But we'll see what happens. It's a long way to the draft yet.
Yep.
But it will be here sooner than later.
Yep. Yeah. Flybys. Time will fly as always, and I mean, again, the Super Bowl's here. I mean, it's hard to believe. Again, another season flown by, and the NFL championship, whatever you want to call it, is up for grabs against the Seattle Seahawks.
Yep, Lombardi Trophy.
The Lombardi Trophy, yes. with a fully inflated football on the trophy just so we're clear. I guess is for the the AFC Championship one was like kind of hollow, or whatever, kind of, if you get what I mean, when Bill Belichick was raising it up and saying, we're on to Seattle and everything. So yeah, I mean, that pretty much sums everything up. But yeah, be interested to see what happens at the Super Bowl. Should be a good game. We both have Seattle winning fairly close,
Like I
think.
said, after that, we'll probably summarize the game a little bit. Maybe some other stuff, maybe commercials, maybe the halftime show, assuming you're watching it or not.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't know. Maybe
I know. I might watch
maybe just to see what. Maybe
just a treat, because I was going to skip Bruno Mars, and he didn't do that bad yet last year.
Maybe just to see what Katy Perry wears and see what the I guess because there are over unders on that.
Yes,
or bets, whatever. Like, is she gonna wear a skirt or is she gonna wear? So
I mean,
just to see who wins those bets, I guess.
Yes, I guess. But no. So that's the deal then.
Yeah, that's
like I said. And then after that, I guess we're gonna see if Manning stays gonna retire or not. And then of course the combine, drafts in
free agent market
as well.
March, yeah. March. And then a few weeks after the build up to the draft, late April.
Late
as long as they don't push it back, So, yeah. And that'll pretty much be the spring then.
Yeah.
So and the NFL off, at least the early half of the off season for the NFL.
So pretty much it's gonna be one shows for a while. I mean, after the Super Bowl, pretty much.
Yep. So
unless something crazy happens.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, I guess stay tuned for next week on TW Sports Talk as we'll recap the Super Bowl and whatever else may come out of it, including Peyton Manning's retirement, for example, or maybe more Deflategate talks, depending if things get further through this investigation. So thanks for tuning in as always.